Welcome to the Real Retirees of New Jersey, powered by Liberty Financial Group and Artemis Wealth Advisors. Randy and Peggy Fisher want to help you retire once and retire right. Get more information at therealretireesofnewjersey.com. They never throw the first punch, but they're always a knockout.
Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for downloading. But most importantly, thanks for listening. This is the Real Retirees of New Jersey podcast with Peggy and Randy Fisher. It's all powered by Liberty Financial Group and Artemis Wealth Advisors. You can get more when you visit therealretireesofnewjersey.com. You can find that and all the information here in the show notes. My name is Mark Owens. Now, let's get to the show. Randy, this time of the year, look, I know the heat hasn't broken yet, but fall is going to be here before you know it. Then the holidays are going to be here. Are you having specific conversations with the families you serve?
Certain times a year, almost every 3 months, we like to talk to people, but it's on a rolling basis.
Right.
So, I mean, not so much for the fall, but I mean, if you have spring cleaning, you kind of have fall cleanup, right? So cleaning up in the fall is getting ready for the end of the year. Manipulating the portfolios to take advantage of September, October, November, December,
and
right?
Get ready for taxes.
Exactly. Well, I mean, you got tax harvesting, you got a whole bunch of stuff there.
Yep.
But in the latter part of the year, you have things that are more predictable. Again, there's a very volatile period. October, we have those October crashes potentially.
Right, exactly.
Could that potentially happen again? So there's a lot of different things that we like to look at, but just in generality, not specific to the one part of the year. No, we're constantly in contact with our clients over and
always
over
reviewing. Exactly. Yep.
So what are they worried about right now? I mean, I know you've got these great seminars coming up. You had one last week, got another one coming up this week. You've been talking about the big, beautiful bill, but what's on people's mind?
Well, we always laugh. It's always Trump something,
Yeah.
Some kind of Trump derangement, something.
No, there's a cycle. I mean, it went through the beginning of the year. It got out of a Trump derangement syndrome to where people kind of, we've never gotten on the derangement syndrome.
No.
I've gone against everything from a
Exactly.
contrarian approach. We've made a killing on it, which is awesome. But people, you see them, they've kind of jumped on board, and then they, the fear of missing out, and everybody got back into the market, and all of a sudden, they're playing games with Powell and interest rates and inflation pressures with tariffs and on, right? So everybody's got some kind of derangement fear.
Yeah.
So far, he's untouchable.
I know. He's doing...
Untouchable. I mean, you look at the economy, you look at the unemployment rate, you look at the money coming in from tariffs, you look at all the things that are going on, and all the naysayers that told everybody that it was going to be the absolute opposite. Look where we are. Yeah.
It's funny that you did talk about that, though, Randy, because I did have a client on the phone who was like, I just heard on TV, Trump, something with Social Security. Is he taking that away? And I'm like, well, this is what I said to her. I go,
change your channel.
I go, what station are you listening to? She goes, CBS. I go, yeah, what did CBS tell you? She goes, he was taking something away from Social Security. I go, he hasn't taken anything from Social Security. I go, in fact, Social Security is fine right now. I go, but like the fact that she said that she heard this, I said, maybe you should listen to some different news networks. I can give you a few if you'd like. It's like, but it's so funny. And like, we just talk about that derangement, and it's just about we always say this. It's always what station are they listening to? What are they listening to? And it's like, I actually know as soon as I hear it, like the words that come out of their mouth, it's pretty funny.
Without doubt. I mean, it's, people are so gullible because they continue to hear the same crap over and over again.
Exactly.
And when the news stations or the one side of the table continues to spew the same crap over and over and over again, eventually people believe it.
Right. It's true. Yeah.
If I told you that the sky was black for 100 million times, you heard it every day.
Right.
Sooner or later, you're going to look up and think the sky's black.
Exactly. Right.
So we talk about almost every week here on the Real Retirees of New Jersey there is so much noise, the noise that's in our face 24/7. If we're not doom scrolling, then we're getting it on TV, then we're getting it online. There is just so much noise, and that's where you have to cut through that noise, Randy.
Well, yeah, you have to actually validate the noise, right? So what most people do is they just take whatever it is that they hear the first time as gospel.
Yes.
They never challenge what they're actually hearing.
Right, exactly.
Peggy's a lot more patient than I am. I'm not patient when people call me up and ask me stupid. I consider those things stupid questions. So I just ask them right off the bat, what station are you listening to? And then I tell them, listen, if I really still like them, I won't call them a moron. But if I don't really like them and I don't really care, I'm like, listen, moron, change the channel.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right? And I don't know how many times you have to be told the same thing over and over again. So if you hear it on one channel, change the station. If you hear it on the second one, change it one more time. If you hear it 3 in a row, then maybe it's real.
Yeah.
But you need to actually test it out, right?
You need to get educated is what you
know,
need to
again,
do.
Elvis is still out there, right? Aliens come and abduct people every night. You know, you hear all of this crap that's out there in the real world. But so far, let me ask you this, and I ask this all the time. I love when people say this. Okay. Tariffs are destroying the country. I said, okay, no problem. Tariffs are destroying the country. What product do you buy that tariffs were affected by? That's my question.
They can't name one.
Not one.
They cannot name one because there isn't one out
I said, did your car go up? Did your eggs go up? Did your bacon go up? Did your clothes go up? What went up? What's more expensive right now? They're like, well, everything's more expensive. Trump didn't fix those things.
Yeah.
Well, I said, well, because here's the problem. You don't understand how economics work. The problem is when prices go up, they just don't come right back down. And when prices go up, they stay up. They're like, yeah, but they're telling us inflation went down, but prices are still up. Inflation did come down. Inflation is basically a percentage of how quickly the goods and services are expanding, meaning are they increasing by a certain percentage? So if they're not increasing by 9% anymore, the price of goods and services is not going up considerably. You're not seeing that. But what people want is they want to have a deflationary period. They want prices to go down. That's magical bean talk. That doesn't happen. The only way we can get that is if there's a deflationary period. No one wants deflationary period because then we're in an economic stranglehold. So the issue is people need to understand and come to grips with what happened and prices aren't going down. We now need to live with these prices. How do you overcome these prices? You overcome them by actually out-earning them. So you have to out-earn them by actually having your salaries go up. You have your earnings grow more. You have to have a budget. You have to have certain things that are in place moving forward that are actually going to overcome those economic conditions. To think that tomorrow rates are going to go down, eggs are going to go down, everything's going to go back to where it was, that's fairyland. It's not happening anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Think about this. You know, your parents, even anybody listening out there, most people just bought their last car for what they bought their first home for.
Yeah.
And every time I have a workshop, I ask that question. I've never been proven wrong once.
Nope.
Every single time, at least one person's hand goes up when I ask them, who bought their last car for more than they purchased their first home? Someone always raises their hand. Now, has prices in housing gone down? No. But that's the reason why you have some buffoon that's out there running for mayor of New York City who's telling everybody he's going to give away everything for free because things cost so much. And you have these morons that are out there that are going to believe them that all the stuff that's going to be for free is going to come from fairyland.
Yeah.
Right? From fairyland. Oh, somehow we're just going to dig the money up. Someone's going to fart dollar bills out. And we're going to have free rent, free buses, free food, free everything.
Hold on, wait a minute. Back up. What do I need to eat to have that kind of gas? I'm
Beans.
just throwing up.
Beans. Magical beans. Dollar bill beans. It's ridiculous when you think about it. And you know what it is? Again, go back to the same thing. Sheeple. People are just following everybody else. There's no one that actually, sticks their neck out in line and says, you know what, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Yeah. Where are they going to get all this money from?
Yeah, but you know what's hilarious too about it is, so the president, he talks every day about how he's got tons of money coming in, and he's right. The U.S. government collected nearly $30 billion in tariff revenue last month alone.
Right. Because we finally have a business person running the country.
Now, is that amazing, America? Yeah. I mean, come on.
Go to usdebtclock.org. usdebtclock.org. It looks like a slot machine, but basically it's all the different economic conditions that are out there. Money coming in, money leaving the building.
That's right.
It's actually slowed down. It's another reason why we actually speak about that in our workshops.
Yes.
We bring up some different screenshots of what it looks like. We are basically we've slowed it down a little bit.
Yeah, and we're putting money back. Yes.
$1 trillion worth of debt on the national clock.
Yes.
Or on a national budget.
Right.
Every single solitary quarter. Every 90 days, we put $1 trillion on the books. That's because of all the spending programs that we have out there for free.
Well, then,
right? All the free
cutting.
people. Yeah. All the free people that are getting food stamps. All the free people that are getting subsidies. All the free people that are getting this, that, the next thing. They're getting free money from who? Not free for me.
Yeah.
Not free for other people who are paying taxes, right? It's coming from someplace. And it's funny. These people are going to realize it when there's no more people to get the money from. Free's over.
Yeah.
Right? It's gone.
Yeah.
Then what do? So they constantly have their head up their rear end and their hand out for something.
But when we talk about that, they say, oh, God, he's going to do tariffs. That was a 242% jump in tariff revenue compared to last July. 242%. Are you listening to this, people? Are we understanding
That's because
this?
we've enforced it now,
It's crazy.
Right? We've enforced it, finally.
Yeah, right.
Is it totally even? No, it's still not totally even.
No, but hey,
guess what?
listen, you know what? And hey, listen, we were just talking about how we were just away, right?
Yeah.
Hey, we were in Barcelona. Every single thing that you purchased, there was a
30% VAT tax.
20% VAT tax.
Well, 20
on
plus
it.
another 10
so,
on top of that.
Mark, every time we went somewhere, whether it was, going out to eat, you bought something, you bought a piece of candy, anything you purchased in that country, you added 20% to your bill.
And it wasn't even on air. We were on a cruise ship.
Exactly.
In the middle of the ocean.
and
where
on
you
a cruise
shouldn't
ship
have been
too.
charged
Yeah.
for it.
Norwegian.
Tax.
Every single thing that you did on this cruise line too, you added a 20%. So we talk about things like this. Oh, how could Trump do that? What do you mean? How can he do that? That's what everybody's doing.
That's where they get their free health care from.
Right. Exactly.
Because everybody's paying for it.
Right.
That's free, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Don't you know it's free when everybody pays for it?
Yeah.
Morons.
It's true, right?
So you sent me to usdebtclock.org, and I'm checking it out right now.
Yeah, tell us
Is your
what
eyes
is it?
full out of your
Yeah,
head on
God
that?
almighty, man. I mean, it's just so much going on right here. So our debt's
crazy.
$37 trillion.
Yeah.
Debt per citizen, 108,000. Debt per taxpayer, 323,000.
Yeah.
But then you do see a little bit of good news. The Doge clock,
Yeah.
584 billion,
Back in, right?
saving over 5,000 per taxpayer.
Yeah.
This is-
That's not codified. So that's actually a dream right now.
Mm-hmm.
That is the amount of money in which Doge can save.
Right.
It's not codified
Right.
by the Congress. And that's the thing that's continually go on because guess what? That's where all these guys and fat cats and girls get their
Getting
money, from.
Exactly. They don't want that going bye-byes, right?
That's their piggy bank.
And so that's what they were talking about. What exactly is Trump doing with the money that he is getting in for all the tariffs? So he is a combination of two options. One is exactly what we were just talking about, paying down the government's multi-trillion-dollar debt or sending tariff rebate checks to Americans. A lot of people
No, that
go,
hasn't happened.
I don't know
and
if
honestly,
it's going to happen, right?
that's a nice story to tell.
Yeah.
But
Pay the debt.
Pay the debt off.
Pay the debt.
Pay the debt.
Right.
You know what's pretty shocking is I'm playing around on this website.
Yeah.
The median income right now is only
Is.
44,000.
Isn't that crazy? How do people afford anything?
Because
Rent, food,
literally
right?
right beside it, the median new home right now
Is what?
400.
$407,000.
That's so imagine like your 20 or 30-year-old trying to go out and buy a home. They can't do it. That's why they're living with mom and dad still.
Think about this. So take that same information, and I know this because I used this at the workshop.
Yeah.
In 1985, the average income was $23,000 a year, and the average home, give me a guess.
In 1985,
Yep.
120,000.
84 grand.
Wow.
So think about that.
Yeah.
It was 20 something
Right.
in 84, and now it's 40 something and 400,000. Right?
it's insane.
So do you see the discrepancy between the value of a home, at
Yeah.
least,
Right.
and the income associated? There's where over the past 40 years?
85, yes. Wow, it's 40 years. My
40
God,
years.
you want to feel
Over
old?
the past 40
God,
years.
you just aged us, Randy. Holy
So
what?
over the past think about that. Over the past 40 years, your home value has increased by 5 times and your income has only increased by 4 times. Now, but there's a huge discrepancy between those figures, right? Because then it has to do with who can afford a home right now. And there's a lot of stuff that's out there, and a lot of research that we've been doing. Over the next number of years, there's a big difference between the baby boomer generation, Generation X, and what's the other one, Generation Z, or whatever the hell they call them.
Yeah.
Who puts away money, who spends money, and who has the money?
Right.
The baby boomers have an enormous amount of wealth.
Save money.
Enormous
Save
amount
money,
of
yeah.
wealth.
Right. Because they saved.
The next 2 generations don't have a pot to
They don't. They didn't save
because
a
they
dollar.
didn't put away a dollar because
Right.
they're like, listen, I've seen what goes on. I put away money. The
Right.
market goes down. I put away money. I can't get ahead.
Yeah.
I can't afford this. I can't afford that. But it also comes down to the same thing. It's that brain waves that
the
are out there.
mindset.
It's the mindset that everybody wants to have their hand out for something for free.
Right.
And guess what they're going to get for free? An inheritance.
Yeah.
So essentially, you got these people that are sitting on $20 trillion, these baby boomers. There's 7 baby boomers that die every second.
Yeah.
Did you realize that?
Yeah.
every second.
Yeah, it's crazy.
7 people die every second in the baby boomer generation, and they're passing along an enormous amount of wealth to the next generation.
Exactly.
What is that next generation going to do with that wealth?
Spend it.
That's
Buy a
exactly
house.
what.
They're spenders.
Think about that, because it has to do with financial habits, right?
Yes.
Have they ever saved?
Nope.
Do they ever invest?
No.
So what are they going to do? Spend.
Right.
They've spent themselves into oblivion. It's the same reason why tariffs are actually working right now. Because when you think about this, the United States is the #1 consumer on the planet. Think about that. Our entire population and our entire economy is built off of what? Consumption.
Right.
It's not off of production. We import almost 75% of everything that we use.
Exactly, right.
So if we're importing everything here and we're just buying and buying and buying, and we're not producing anything from an outside source for GDP, gross domestic product, and
Right.
we're not sending it anywhere else to get sold off.
Yeah.
External tariffs really didn't hurt us too much. It's the internal tariffs that are actually hurting what? The other companies, the other countries that are still importing into the United States. And what are we doing? The United States is finally profiting off of it.
Yeah, well, we should.
Which is
for
great.
God's sakes, exactly.
Smart move.
That's why a businessman has now been elected.
Let me tell you, I wish he would stay for the rest of his life.
Yeah, well.
They talk about make him a king, blah, 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 blah. Keep going.
He said
Have fun.
he may possibly run
he can't.
for
They won't-
2020.
they won't
Possibly,
let
he
that
said.
A couple weeks
he
ago,
said
did you see him on the roof of the
word.
White House?
Yes, he said that word possibly, and he sends everybody into a total.
That's why he said it. Just
I
Yeah,
love
he
when he
did.
trolls people. I love it.
I possibly might think about running.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to us, you obviously know what side of the aisle we're on. So if you're on the other side of the aisle, do yourself a favor. Don't call. Because it ain't going to make any difference, because you're just not even going to understand what we're talking about. But if you are on the right side of the aisle and you do want to talk about anything between finances, planning, you're probably more in line with our rationale and our way of thinking.
Sure.
You can give us a call. What's that number, Peg?
That number would be 908-844-8337.
So, Randy, a good conversation about how much money will be passed down in the silver tsunami. Now, what if we're in that situation where we're not going to have that advantage? We don't have parents or grandparents or uncles that plan on leaving us a big inheritance. We need that income. Give me some options for building income so that I can afford that lifestyle that I desire in retirement.
Use the right tool for the job.
We always talk
If you
about
weren't
that.
born with a silver spoon in your mouth and you didn't do a tremendous amount of planning, but you do have a little bit of money put aside, you have to use it for the best of its ability, right? Yeah. I never heard anybody that says, hey, listen, I'm going to call up the Social Security Administration and tell them to stop sending my check.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Not one person I've ever asked that question to, no one's taken me up on it.
No.
And no one will do it. Why? Because it's guaranteed income, right?
Right.
Why do people like guaranteed income? Because they can go to their mailbox or their checkbook and they can count on it every single solitary
and you
month,
need
right?
to count on that money to retire.
Social Security is an annuity.
It is. People don't
Right.
understand that.
And if you don't have the means to have money outside of an annuity or a guaranteed paycheck, then you need to utilize it for the best of its ability, because income is the outcome that matters
the
most in
That's
retirement.
That's our saying here.
Bottom line is, you work all your life. What do you rely upon? A paycheck.
Yes.
Right? You're not on commission.
Yeah, but
So-
when you retire, that paycheck goes away,
Well, you have to create a new one.
and we like to do
Right?
that here.
And for the most part, if you haven't done good planning, you're going to survive on Social Security.
Right.
And unfortunately, Social Security is an in and out system. So the
Right.
money paid in is the money that comes out, right? So if there's not enough people paying in, sooner or later, the money that comes out of Social Security, something's going to happen, whether it's either going to be reduced, taken away, eliminated,
Or age,
changed,
change of age.
something,
Yep,
right?
exactly.
Are you going to rely upon the government to send you a check? Because that's what a lot of these people are guaranteeing themselves
Right.
on, right?
Exactly.
Hey, let the government take care of me.
Right.
This new social garbage that's out
Yep.
there. You want to either be proactive or reactive.
I want to be proactive, Randy.
Be proactive, create a plan. If you have some money sitting aside, you can actually project out right now what you'll actually need for retirement, plus a percentage of inflation moving
Right.
forward. And we can figure, if I put away X number of dollars per year in 401k, or if I haven't even started yet, what can I actually do?
Right.
And don't think that, you're behind the 8 ball because you
No.
haven't gotten anything.
We could
There's-
always
you can
have
always
time.
catch
Yes,
up. You can always start
exactly.
putting some money away.
Exactly. Don't ever think that I didn't
Exactly.
start saving, I can't now. Listen, there's always a time to start saving.
Having a plan is the best way to go, because if you start to figure out, well, I want to retire at 63. Well, if you start to figure it out and you can't really retire at 63, but you can retire at 65, great.
Yeah, there it
and
is.
maybe it's not 65, maybe it's 67.
Right.
But it depends on what you have, what you will potentially have. And then once you actually create the plan, you create the discipline.
Exactly.
to go along with it. Right?
Well, we always talk about that with our budgeting with our clients when they first come in.
Correct.
It is all about the discipline, right? And starting with the budget.
And you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
Right? So if you're just winging it, you can wing it. But the problem is it's better to have a plan.
And we like to create plans here.
And it all starts with a plan with the help of Artemis Wealth Advisors and Liberty Financial Group. That's Randy Fisher. That's Peggy Fisher. That's the team that you can meet at the realretireesofnewjersey.com. All right, so you mentioned annuities is a great form of income in retirement. And I see the word MIGA a lot.
It's one source, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But not the only source, but it's a source. A potential
Right.
source, if you will.
Right.
What's a MIGA?
That is a multi-year guaranteed annuity. I know everybody, they hear that word annuity, they get scared. And like Randy always says, think about your Social Security. That is an annuity. You put money in, it's saved, and over time you will eventually get a paycheck for life that will never run out until you expire. Mm-hmm. Right?
It's true.
It is.
And again, it's not an all or nothing thing, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I can give you an example where I have countless stories because I've been doing this for almost 30 years. And I can think of two people that I spoke to almost identically at the same time that almost had the same amount of money. I'll give you an example. Let's just call one guy Tom. Tom decided that he hates annuities. He'd never have an annuity. He doesn't want it. And he always heard that if he can just withdraw a specific amount of money off of his retirement plan, fully invested in the market, he'll never run out of money.
Right.
That's a fallacy.
Yes.
That's number one. Mm-hmm. And number two is it doesn't normally work that way.
Right.
But he actually started to retire with about $1.2 million not so long ago. And he went through a little bit of a period of where the market was down.
Right.
That's called sequence of return. Mm-hmm. So your retirement income doesn't stop because the market goes down, right? So when there's hard times and you're taking money out of a down market,
right,
you're left with less.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So over time, I can't even calculate the number of years right now, mm-hmm. but it's not been that long, maybe 4, 5, 6 years. This guy started with 1.2 million. He's down to about half.
Right.
So he has about half the amount of money left.
Right.
Now he's living on money that's come out of the account. So that's another reason why it's been depressed.
Right.
But it's also been depressed because of the market fluctuations. Right. He went through COVID. He went through a couple different really bad periods of time.
Yeah, definitely.
When the market's down and you're still taking money out of it, that's money that's never going to be recouped back, even when the market goes back up.
Exactly.
Contrast that with another woman who actually retired with just about the same amount of money.
Right.
But she decided to say, you know what? I want a guaranteed paycheck.
She wants an annuity.
So she bought an annuity with some of her money.
Exactly.
And the other money stayed in the market.
Right.
In a diversified portfolio.
Yep.
When the market was down, that woman never touched a dollar out of that portfolio. Right. Knowing that the power of leaving it alone will allow it to recuperate and come back.
Your initial premium is always protected there.
She actually had $500,000 in the market not long ago.
Yep.
I know for a fact, I looked at her statement the other day, she has over $850,000 in her account right now.
Sounds like she's got a good financial advisor.
She's never touched it in a down market, and she uses it for discretionary spending. Vacations, replacing cars. Mm-hmm. She just replaced the refrigerator, a whole bunch of other stuff.
All of life's events that come up, right?
But every month, she gets a guaranteed paycheck.
Right.
And her Social Security, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So she gets a beautiful living. And if she needs more money, she has it on the side.
Right.
But just take two people. One person hated an annuity because it was in their brain that it was something bad.
Right. Mm-hmm. Had to have it in the market where the market
and they have 50% less than what they started with when they retired. That's called sequence of return.
Right.
Reverse dollar cost averaging. And another one who gets a constant paycheck plus her Social Security, and she has more money than when she started. And she's lived through the same market cycle that somebody else did.
Exactly.
It's not magic.
No.
What it is it's strategy.
Yes.
And if you have a preconceived notion that something is bad because you've always heard that it's bad because you listen to the news or whoever you're getting your information from, change your channel.
Yes. And it's always
get a second opinion.
And also too, like you said before too, Randy, it's not all of your money in one bucket.
Nobody wants to put all of your money in anything.
Right.
If you put all your money in a coffee can, as safe as it is, it's bad. Right. Put all your money in a bank. Right. That's not good either. Put all your money in the market. That's not smart. Put all your money in an annuity. That's not smart.
Right.
All or nothing is not the plan.
Right.
Right. It's what the vision. What is the segregation of those assets?
We always talk about the buckets, right? Putting them in the right buckets.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As we say, income is the outcome that matters the most.
I think that was one of the first Randyisms that I was like, that's solid.
Yes.
I like that one.
It's the best thing because you know what? It's the truth, right?
5 Ps.
There's no other, it is the truth. There's no other way to say it.
Prior planning prevents poor performance.
We love that, Randy.
I love it too.
Give me another one. I've got 3 more on the list of Randyisms.
I can't even think of any right now.
Hope is not a strategy.
I love it.
Hey,
go on.
Your portfolio, never as bad as you think.
It's never as good as you think it is either.
Your portfolio may not be as good as you hope either.
There you go.
We help you design strategies to help you evolve.
You're going to be my ghostwriter.
Yes.
Evolve with the economy.
We're writing the book right now. Let's write it up.
This is it. All begins with the phone call to the team at Artemis Wealth Advisors and Liberty Financial Group, 908-844-8337.
We are an independent financial services firm helping individuals create retirement strategies using a variety of financial and insurance products to custom suit their needs and objectives. Investment advisor services offered through Artemis Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Artemis Wealth Advisors is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Please consult with your attorney, accountant, and or tax advisor for advice concerning your particular circumstances. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Randolph A. Fisher, insurance license number 9616074, and Liberty Financial Group, LLC, and Peggy Fisher, national license number 189-42003 and 570-5833.